Hi there, welcome back to another video from Desi ASMR. I hope you're doing great. So, I had got a few requests from um, people asking me to do cooking ASMR videos. So, it has been kind of uh, difficult for me. No matter what, I don't want to brag about my difficulties. So, these are the ingredients for today's dish. We have got coriander leaves, curry leaves, shallots, a piece of ginger, few cloves of garlic, some birdie chilies, and a few green chilies. So this green chilies, birdie chili, and the curry leaves are from my own terrace garden, and the other ingredients are from the market. So what we are going to prepare today, we are going to make prawns nirvana, prawns green curry. So for that we will have to blend all these ingredients into a fine marinade, and we will have to marinate the prawns with the blend. For that I will roughly chop the coriander leaves, just roughly chop it because you know what, you are anyways going to blend it into a fine paste, so you don't have to be chopping it off symmetrically for that purpose. So just roughly chop the shallots, just roughly chop those curry leaves, and make sure to wash all your ingredients before chopping. And shallots, you could go with more shallots. It depends on your personal choice. If you'd like to have more shallots, go ahead. If you would like it more spicy, you could go ahead with more green chilies, which would make it much more darker and greenier. If you add more coriander leaves, it would be turning out as more green, and but it could be more tangy as well, because too much coriander can make it little extra spicy, or what could you say, extra. Mhm. But yeah, you could go with extra chilies if you would like to. Depends on your personal choice. Now I'm just gonna crush those garlic cloves before blending, because we don't want any lumps in our marinade. We just need a very smooth paste so that all the flavors could be absorbed by the prawns. I have got the medium sized prawns. You could even go with the tiger prawns or even the tiny ones. But what was readily available for me today was the medium sized prawns. We would also need some vinegar to blend it into a nice paste, because we are not using any water or oil for this paste. We'll just go with vinegar. You could either use the synthetic vinegar or you could go with the natural one. Right now I don't have the natural coconut vinegar with me, so I'd be using the synthetic one. So we have nicely chopped all the veggies or all the ingredients for the marinade. And now let's add some spices onto it. We would be using some red chili powder, cumin seeds, whole pepper, and we have a special spice mix, also garam masala. So we'll blend all this together, which will be really flavorful, but we will not overdo it. We need the natural taste of those prawns, so we won't be overdoing it. But yeah, this is a nice blend, not too spicy. Right now, I am using the Kashmiri chili, which is a less spicier version of the red chili. Some garam masala. This is the special spice mix that I'm going to add right now. It's a combination of um, salt with some other spices. It's mostly like a mix of spices. I don't know how to name it, but yeah, and some cumin seeds, and also we could add some wallpaper. And when you add wallpaper, again the amount of or quantity of wallpaper depends on your spice level. If you like it extra spicy, you could add a little bit more, or you could go with little less. How do you like your curry? Do you like it extra spicy? Then I would say that you should add more red chili powder as well if you like it extra spicy. So a little bit of peppercorns, black peppercorns, which has to be blended along with the other ingredients. Now I am going to take around I around like 50 ml, 50 ml of vinegar. If you if you find it's not finely pasted, you could also add some coconut oil in order to blend it nicely. And this is some grated coconut which we would be using later. Once the prawns is cooked, we would be adding some coconut milk. So we are going to extract the coconut milk from this grated coconut. Now let's blend all those ingredients with the spices into a fine marinade. If you are not, if you don't have vinegar at your place, you could also go with lemon juice instead of vinegar. That's also fine. And now I have defrosted those prawns. It's all good to be marinated. Now let's blend all those ingredients. I'm gonna put it into a blender. All the chopped coriander leaves, curry leaves, shallots, uh, green chilies, and red eye chilies. Is it red eye chilies or bird eye chilies? I'm not sure. And all the spices. We have got peppercorns, cumin seeds, red chili powder, garam masala, and the special spice mix. Now let's add that vinegar. It would be around 30 to 50, probably around 30 ml, I believe. No, you could also add some salt. Uh, I was I couldn't add salt uh, in this blend, so I added it later, but it's not in the video. So do not forget to add salt as per your taste. Now we blend it nicely into a fine paste so that the prawns could be marinated in that blend. Now it's almost done. I think we'll have to add a little bit of oil if it's not made into a fine paste with those 50 ml, because we don't want to overdo the vinegar. It will make it extra tangy, which won't be great. So I added a bit of coconut oil as well into that blend. Now I've got a fine paste, fine marination for the prawns. Now you could either mix it with your hand, or you could go ahead and use a spatula or spoon if you're sensitive to the spices. I would not recommend you to use your bare hands. It'll burn your hands. But I'm okay with the spices, so I'm gonna mix it using my hands. And we will have to keep it for resting for 30 minutes. You could even refrigerate it if you would like to, or you could keep it outside and just cover it with a lid, and that'll be all right. The ideal recommended time would be 30 minutes. So just mix it nicely so as to get the flavor induced to every piece of prawns. Now I'm going to keep it for resting, probably for 30 minutes. And in the meantime, we could extract the coconut milk from the grated coconut. I'm going to add a bit of grated coconut, but again, this also depends on your preference. If you would like it more extra creamy, then you could add a little bit more coconut. But do not go for the second milk, only take the first milk. We don't want the curry to be too loose. We need the exact consistency. So now I am done with the coconut milk. I'm sorry that I couldn't show you the grinding part for the extracting part for the coconut milk. Now I'm just using a filter, perforated filter, to get rid of any coconut pieces from the milk. Now I've got fresh creamy coconut milk, and we will be using it once the prawns is finely cooked. In the meantime, we'll cook the prawns a little bit. For that, I would need some finely chopped green chilies, chopped coriander, and some curry leaves. And we are going to finely chop it. We will fry it a little bit in the coconut oil. You can use the oil of your preference. If you are not used to having coconut oil, you could go with whichever oil you prefer to use. Probably olive or a sunflower or vegetable oil, depends on your personal preference. Let's heat up a non-stick pan and add a little bit of oil and fry those finely chopped leaves and green chilies. Uh, we are we do use coconut oil for every kind of cooking, so I will go ahead with the coconut oil. And it's almost fried. And when it turns little brown, you can go ahead and add the marinated prawns. Now we are going to add the marinated prawns, and once it is done for at least 10 to 15 minutes, ideal cooking time for the prawns would be around 10 to 15 minutes, and I would suggest you not to overdo it. It should ruin the entire experience. So now let's add the prawns onto the oil. Let it fry for a little bit time, probably around 10 to 15 minutes. And since it's a non-stick pan, I'm going to use my wooden spatula and not the steel one. Let it cook like that for a couple of minutes. I'm trying to find a lid for this pan, but currently I'm not able to find it. Let me again look for it because we need it to be covered for 10 minutes. Yes, I've almost got that from the basement. And now let's cover and cook it for 10 minutes until the prawns is done finely. Mm, Now we have got the coconut milk that has to be added, so we'll give it a couple of minutes until it's done. And once we are looking forward to, we will cover it until it's uh, it's cooked properly. And once it's done, we have waited for around 10 minutes, and now it's time to add the coconut milk to make it rich and creamy, and give it a nice stir. And maybe you increase the volume. I mean, increase the flame. I'm sorry about that. We need to see the boil. Once it start boiling, you could keep it like that for another couple of minutes, probably like 3 to 5 minutes, and then simmer it for a couple of minutes if you'd like. But again, as I said, do not overdo it. Now it's done almost. Now I'm going to finally garnish it with little kasuri methi. It's kind of a spicy leaf which will add extra flavor to the prawns curry, and give it a nice mix. And now we are almost done with the creamy green prawns curry. It did not turn up green though. From what I've seen on the YouTube video, it was kind of green color, but now it's but it looks great. It smells also nice. Now let's call someone to taste it. I have already tasted it. Spices are on edge. It has become little extra spicy. So let's wash it up and give it to Pinky. Do not worry, I have washed off the extra spices from the prawns before giving it to her. Let's see what she thinks. Hmm, I guess she likes it. Yeah. Good night. Bye.